and you will be good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine this is, again, they didn't explicitly say it, but this has got to be Series S related. And I would imagine as soon as they publicly said that, there were Microsoft engineers that called them up immediately, and I'm sure are working with them. But until we get that announcement that the Xbox version is coming, then we have to assume it's not.
I feel like this game has had sort of a rocky just path from announcement to, like, it was revealed as a Stadia launch title, and it was early access on there, and it has outlived, like, its release has outlived the entire Stadia lifespan. Like, that got discontinued back in January, and it's got plenty of time in early access. I imagine all that sort of beta and user feedback is going to benefit it. It is really weird because we got the release date during a Sony State of Play showcase, what have you, and typically when they announce something on a Sony stream, they have the PlayStation logo at the end, even if it is cross-platform. And I think there was some confusion.
And
yeah, I mean, I have to imagine this is, again, they didn't explicitly say it, but this has got to be Series S related. And me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe this is the first major Unreal Engine 5 game to ship. I know, I think Fortnite got upgraded to UE5. Obviously, it's Epic's own game, their own technology, but it's outside of Epic's walls.
There's also Lords of the Fallen, but I think that's
coming, in October, I believe it is. And Lords of the Fallen's gorgeous, but so is Immortals of Aveum. It really is. It is a beautiful first-person shooter. I was playing on PC. It ran great, felt great. I mean, I'm old, Damon. Actually, we've got a couple. Everybody but Max at this table is old.
Yeah. So we all remember Hexen and Heretic.
Exactly, Hexen and Heretic.
Hey man, I played Heretic.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So for our fellow olds out there, when I mentioned Heretic and Hexen, you will probably, that'll bring a smile to your face. And that definitely, it has that kind of vibe where there are no guns, you are casting spells that, some of them of course mirror gun-like things, but it looks great, runs great. There are different combos you can do with the 3 different magic types.
So it's like elemental, right? There's like blue, red, and green or something in there.
The dialogue is not great. The main character is extraordinarily annoying, so I expect is not going to be magically fixed when I get the full game. I played about 2-3 hours of it. But the gameplay is super fun, and it's out in July, which is probably the best window they could possibly get this year. Amidst all, we're still in this massive wave of spring games with Zelda, Diablo, Street Fighter, and Final Fantasy 16 coming up, and then the fall's going to be huge as well. We already talked about Mortal Kombat. So July, I think Pikmin 4 is the only other game, and Immortals of Aveum is not coming to Switch, being an Unreal Engine 5 video game. So yeah, I hope it ends up being a good game. The slice I played was fun.
It's made by people that used to be at Visceral, right?
Yeah, the Brett Robbins is the studio head and the project director. He goes back to Visceral on Dead Space, and then went with Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield
to
Sledgehammer and did the Sledgehammer Call of Duty games as well. So
feel good.
And it does.
Yeah.
It plays really nicely. So.
In your wheelhouse. But do you ever wish there was more? Introducing IGN Plus, a brand new program that's loaded with tons of cool perks and benefits. Sign up for IGN Plus today and you'll unlock free games and in-game content every month, a free subscription to Map Genie Plus, huge discounts for stuff like Dream Gear, Power A, Humble Bundle, the IGN Store, and tons more. IGN Plus is just $29.99 a year for a limited time. You deserve a little extra.
Behind every game, movie, and TV show you love is a wild, crazy, and sometimes unbelievable story.
No one is just black and white.
From revealing the secrets behind your favorite franchises to solving a legendary video game mystery,
coming for you.
IGN Inside Stories gives you a peek behind the curtain.
If people come to the game now and see what's going on there, I think they'll be surprised.
Join us as we dive into hyper-dedicated fan bases, worldwide phenomenons, and the most incredible untold tales in games and entertainment.
I said, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so good.
It was definitely not what I expected in the best way.
Inside Stories, available now only on IGN.
And I was like, holy shit, we're gonna do this.
Have you been stuck on the same quest for just way too long?
I just want answers!
IGN strategy guides and interactive maps are here to help. IGN guides are trusted by millions, easy to use, and of course, free. You can even track your progress with handy checklists if you go for 100% just like we do.
We're gonna be going over some sensitive material.
IGN has the very best, most complete, and accurate guides for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, The Witcher 3, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Elden Ring, and so much more.
I will require some time to process this information.
Every guide is tested and verified for you by experts. Just search for IGN.
IGN's Summer of Gaming is presented by the United States Air Force. The call to serve can come from anywhere, from providing and sustaining security to humanitarian assistance in the event of disasters, and the US Air Force is prepared to answer. And in 2023, the Air Force is hiring over 26,000 new airmen and has over 200 career opportunities. To learn more, visit airforce.com.
Welcome back to IGN Summer of Gaming. We are moments away from Summer Game Fest, but until then, let's share some predictions of what we'll see. Ryan, let's begin with you. What do you expect or hope to see today?
BioWare's been quiet for a while. I mean, they've done some little community blog updates, which are great in an effort to be more transparent with their community, but we haven't seen anything from them in a while. Now, my heart wants to manifest Mass Effect today, but we know Dragon Age is further along than Mass Effect is. So I think Dragon Age Dreadwolf is the more likely thing that we would see first between that and Mass Effect. And it does seem like it's time for us to see a proper gameplay trailer from Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Because the last time we saw it was on a Jeff Keighley stage, so he's got that relationship going. And it just feels like time. I mean, there's a lot riding on this for BioWare. They've been working on it for a long time. Oh, yeah. And we know they're gonna take their time and do their best to get it right. And it seems like, I don't know, it feels like it's in the air for me. I'm gonna try and wish that one into existence today.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. The last Dragon Age was a Game of the Year winner at IGN 2014, I believe. But that was before
Sunset Overdrive should have won. Just gonna put it out there.
Okay,
Go ahead,
wow, you're holding a grudge.
But that was before Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem and Shadowrun. They're canceled.
Wow,
PvP
I forgot
shooter,
all
right?
about
I know.
Completely forgot about that.
So I'm just saying, like, that was like the last.
Yeah, it's
the last great game that BioWare
been a
shipped.
rough ride.
So what would it take, to get you excited for a new Dragon Age?
I think just going back to basics with Dragon Age is all they need to do at this
point.
Back
to the BioWare basics.
Back to the BioWare basics, like really going in, strong narrative, like leaning into the characters and just showing that it's like a rich story game and like, what we love about those games is the sort of relationships that you build with the characters and then going off on. Yeah, I think it's they've strayed a long way from what we associate with them, and the best possible thing I think is to go back to what we love them for.
It's hard to sell that in the trailer, and I feel like a lot of the goodwill towards BioWare has kind of evaporated over recent years.
Yeah. Come back to the light, BioWare. Max, what do you expect or hope to see today?
I really want to see Lords of the Fallen gameplay. That got shown off, I guess, back at Game Awards. This is the sequel, reboot, whatever, of also Lords of the Fallen, which came out a million years ago. They have not shown the key mechanics in this. That's another Unreal 5 game. The cool thing this is doing is it's having a persistent sort of alternate dimension that exists under the world you're in. And you carry a lantern that lets you sort of see what's going on there. Yeah. And they kind of allude to this in one of the trailers, but like, as far as actually demonstrating how that mechanic works, it sounds extremely cool.
I got to see this at GDC, and it's as cool as you just described it. It's that cool. Like it also does absolutely look. It's jaw-droppingly gorgeous. Don't put that on the box. That's just, but yeah, it really was. It's one of the. Being one of the first major Unreal Engine 5 games, it really was a stunning game to look at. And yeah, it seems like they've made a lot of smart mechanical tweaks to the kind of standard Souls-like formula, namely that sort of other world that you can step into, and there are puzzles you have to, environmental puzzles that you have to solve using it.
There's some fun little wrinkles on the sort of traditional Soulsborne, setup. I think there's one where you have you can bring your campfires with you, or your bonfires, whatever. But enemies can destroy them. So they'll come over, kick sand on it or something, and which can screw up your progress. The other one, I think there's a mechanic that basically it will. I think if you're too cowardly, if you avoid too much combat, it gets more aggressive, which is right. I might be not
the opposite should happen.
Like a reverse scaling difficulty.
I mean,
punishes
I don't know.
you.
The FromSoft games, if you suck too much, they give you less health and send red skeletons after you. Like it's
they put their first gameplay trailer out not too long ago, and we had an exclusive extended version of that trailer that shows a snippet of a boss fight at the end. So if you haven't seen it yet, you got to check it out on IGN. It's really cool.
I want to see that in action properly.
All right, John, what do you expect or hope to see today?
So I mean, it's possibly a pedestrian prediction, but last year we got an early look at Modern Warfare 2. Activision said they weren't going to do a Call of Duty and then changed their mind. I think if we're going to see Call of Duty at any point over the next 2 weeks, it's going to be today. I don't think we're going to see it at a Microsoft thing, given all the nonsense that's going on around them. So I think, if not Modern Warfare 3, then I think definitely there'll be something Call of Duty related today. But I think it will be Modern Warfare 3, and I think they're, as they're moving the remakes forward, they're kind of like getting bolder with the changes that they're making. So it would be great to see, like a game like that and at that scale at this event, I think.
Maybe I'm not caught up with the latest. I thought there was going to be a Call of Duty something. But it was going to be more Modern Warfare 2.
It was going to be kind of a standalone expansion was the report, and then the more recent report was that they have sort of put more resources into it to turn it into more of a fully fledged, as you said. It is supposed to be Modern Warfare 3, but I don't think it's a remake of
Modern
the
Warfare
old
3.
Modern Warfare 3.
It's getting really confusing.
But ironically, it's Sledgehammer doing both of them. They came in and pinch hit for Infinity Ward on the first Modern Warfare 3 because most of the studio left to form Respawn, so they had to come in and finish Modern Warfare 3, and now it's not quite the same situation, but they're kind of it's equally like strange circumstances in that this was a standalone expansion that's now being plussed up into a full proper numbered Call of Duty release.
My understanding is like Modern Warfare 3, when it first came out, sold incredibly well, but it didn't quite live up to the expectations of its predecessor. I feel like what would they need to kind of do to get a proper do-over with this one?
I don't know. I mean, like a Call of Duty not doing well is 30 million units. I think we're in a whole other like tier of popularity.
Yeah.
All right, well, should be less than 2 minutes out from Summer Game Fest. Real quick, one more prediction. Death Stranding 2. I think that's a big possibility.
Absolutely.
It was
even
revealed
weirder than last time.
Yeah, I know. That's the subtitle. Death Stranding 2. That was revealed at the Game Awards in December, and it is well known that Jeff Keighley and Hideo Kojima are best buds.
Really? I've never seen
He's never mentioned it.
Little known fact. Yeah, true.
I mean, there's also the possibility of Overdose, the much rumored, much leaked about horror game that Kojima's apparently been working on. Kojima something.
Is that the Microsoft project, or is that something else? Is that another iron he has in the fire?
I don't know. Maybe it's coming to MacBook. I don't. The guy keeps busy. He's got lots of stuff going on.
He's got a documentary.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Book.
Whole thing.
Yeah.
Very busy man. All right, we're going to hand it over in just a few moments to Summer Game Fest. Make sure to stick around afterwards. We'll be breaking down all the big reveals. The other things that come to mind when I think of the previous Game Awards show, there was Hades 2 that was just announced. Maybe possibly we could see more of Hades 2. I know people want a release date for Hollow Knight Silksong, that one as well. That would be a good reveal for them to have. And then Ryan, what do you think is going to be the big musical performance today?
Well, I guess history says the Black Keys are Imagine Dragons.
Skrillex and Kid Cudi, they announced it ahead. It leaked.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
There you go.
That's
There we
awesome.
go.
I'm actually excited for that. All right, well, with that, we're going to hand you over to Summer Game Fest. Everybody enjoy the show, and we will see you on the other side.
Please welcome to the stage the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Summer Game Fest. We are in person, and today we've got a look at what's next in video games for you. We are live here in Los Angeles at YouTube Theater, and it feels so good to be in person with a live fan audience for the first time ever. Welcome, everybody. When I started Summer Game Fest back in 2020 from a spare bedroom, I never imagined it would grow into this. Today, the video game industry has come together to show you what's next. This is a cross-industry showcase, meaning no matter where you play games, I hope you'll discover a new game to put on your wish list. The landscape of video game events has certainly changed over the past few years, but one thing hasn't. There are a lot of great games in development, and our singular goal today is to get you excited about the future. In just a few minutes, we'll see the first extended gameplay of Mortal Kombat 1. It delivers, don't worry. Alan Wake 2, the reveal of Fortnite's next season, and yes, we do have a very special grand finale that you're not going to want to miss. That's all I'll say right now. But let's get right to the games and gameplay. The first reveal is something you're not expecting, which makes it that much more exciting. Here we go.
Our kingdom is cursed. The prince has been kidnapped and taken to a forbidden land. All hope rests with us, the Immortals, to rescue him and save the Empire. But we weren't prepared for what was coming next. Then again, they weren't prepared for me.
Whether they ready or not, better get better with time. I can't see an enemy ending the plot. My struggle came with a purpose, now I'm about to turn it down to a burden. You see, I ain't begging, I'm an undeserving. I put that on every battle, now I thought I had to play it right. Don't take a chance, really take a bite. Been through the dark times, so I came with the dark side. Better show you the light. See how I rose up, boy, the world we are grown up. Now we're giving them hope. Keep them all warriors, victorious, put it home on them enemies get close. So I see the danger coming.
In these times of darkness, hope is the only thing that keeps us fighting. I will fulfill my destiny and save the kingdom.
There's a little surprise. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown is coming in January 2024, a brand new action-adventure platformer in the iconic series with deep combat, some huge boss fights, and of course, incredible platforming, puzzles, and animation, bringing a modern take on the legendary franchise. You'll be able to see more at Ubisoft Forward, streaming on Monday as part of Summer Game Fest. All right, let's move along to another iconic video game franchise that just celebrated 30 years. That's right. It's time for Mortal Kombat 1. Couldn't keep you waiting on this one. It has been 4 years since MK11, and ever since, Ed Boon and the team at NetherRealm have been hard at work on the most ambitious MK yet that reboots the series into a new era timeline. And it's coming this September. Everyone has been asking, what does it look like? Who's on the roster? How do the new cameo fighters work? Well, now it is time for combat. No spoilers, but this video is literally insane. Here is an extended first look at the story, gameplay, and yes, of course, the fatalities of Mortal Kombat 1. Let's do it!
I have had enough of you. Then go before I put you down. Fight!
Today, you have proven worthy of joining us. Come, there are other champions I must gather.
What do you want?
Sento.
It's my family blade. Sento's mine, and I won't give it up without a fight. Enough! Okay, let's go back to one here. Who are you again?
Lord Liu Kang, protector of Earthrealm, god of fire.
You have skills, Raiden, but you're inexperienced.
Whatever experience I lack, I make up for in heart.
If your disease becomes known, you will be banished. I only want what's best for you.
Or do you secretly covet my throne?
I mean, that was pretty good, right, guys? Now, I'm sure you have many questions about what we just saw, and to tell you more, I am so honored to welcome to Summer Game Fest one of our industry's greatest creators, a man who has been loyal to the same franchise and fan base for more than 3 decades. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest the creator of Mortal Kombat, Ed Boon! Congratulations. They love you. All right. Well, Ed, first of all, thank you for that incredible world premiere. We got to see all of the gameplay of MK1. And everyone just wants to know more about this because first of all, this is it's MK1, right? It went from 11 to 1. So tell us about this. Is it a new timeline?
Yeah. I don't know how many people have seen the ending of Mortal Kombat 11. Liu Kang basically was kind of graduated into like, a fire god, right? And he created a brand new universe. And this universe, this is why we're calling it Mortal Kombat 1, is because this is the beginning of a new timeline. A number of these characters you've seen before, but they're told in a completely different story. And so Sub-Zero and Scorpion are brothers now, and there's all these things that were rivalries before are now allies, and so mixing the whole thing up. So we're just kind of rebooting, and that's what the 1 is for.
Well, it looks incredible. Everything we saw there was, in-game gameplay. The cinematics look incredible. I know the team has been working for 4 years on this, but the thing we got to talk about are these cameos, because we saw some pretty amazing stuff there. Now, so tell us, how does that work? You have your main, character that you'll pick, and then I know you also have a separate kind of cameo menu, so you pick sort of a pair when you start the game?
Yeah, normally in a fighting game, you'll see a roster, basically, where you select your character. After you do that, there's a second roster of characters, which are a whole new, completely different fighters that are the cameo fighters. And these fighters actually, they will join the fight, but they...
A lot of blank squares there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, imagine yourself with Sub-Zero, but you have some of Jack's moves, and you can call him out. You can do it multiple times, as you saw in the gameplay, So you can basically combine these two characters. All the characters can be combined with all the cameo fighters, and that's where you see... That's where the player's kind of imagination comes in, and they can actually customize it for what they like seeing, the best team-ups.
Well, so how does that work? So you're in gameplay, you have your main, you have your cameo. How do you summon them? Is it time-based? Like, how often do they come into? It's not a tag team thing, right?
Exactly. And you're basically summoning them. It's just one button push is basically summoning, but they have a variety. So you can go, push that button with towards, and it'll do a different move. Push it with down, it'll do a different move. Okay. And so the combination.
Oh, I see. So you can bring them in a combo. Almost.
Exactly. And you see, there's like a meter up on top, which is basic. That'll limit it, so you can't obviously fire them indefinitely, but you can call them pretty much whenever you want, and they have, like in the middle of a combo, they'll have a lot of basically a whole arsenal of their moves. So Sonya, you saw come out there. Sometimes you'll see them appear twice in there.
Amazing. So time-based, they come out, and then obviously as you go through, you revealed some of them there, but is it a different set of characters that'll be in the cameos? Are there some repeats from the main roster? How will that work?
Yeah. Some of the characters are going to be available as cameos as well as the main roster fighters. You can play Sub-Zero with Sub-Zero, right? Same thing with Scorpion. But a lot of our cameo fighters are kind of like nods back to our first game. So you'll notice Sonya and Kano and Jax are in their kind of older costumes. And so there's a lot of that novelty. We have a lot of like really surprise ones. I think you guys saw Goro.
Yes, Goro popped in there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of like kind of really digging into the old Mortal Kombat games as far as getting, we really love the novelty of it. We really want the cameo characters to feel, kind of nod to the old games.
Well, speaking of not the old games, let's talk. You confirmed, I think, or at least known, that Jean-Claude Van Damme is actually going to be in this game as Johnny Cage, right? Is that true?
Yes.
People don't know the story. I mean, Bloodsport was such an inspiration for Mortal Kombat, so he finally is now part of it?
It's a huge first full circle moment. The first Mortal Kombat game, we originally wanted to be Van Damme, the video game, and that never really worked out. So I can't tell you how many times over the last 30 years we've tried to get him. We were this close, like 4 or 5 times. And so finally we got him, and he's doing the voices, too.
Wow.
So you're going to hear Jean-Claude, his voice doing Johnny Cage lines and stuff like that. We're really excited about it.
Wow. Well, I know the team has been working so hard in Chicago to build this through COVID, and it's coming out in September, so we don't have to wait long, right?
That's right. This has been a very difficult secret to keep over the last 4 years. And so, but we could not be more excited in terms of getting players' hands on it. And, throughout the summer, we're going to be showing a lot more content, a lot more characters, a lot more cameo characters, so there's a lot of reveals that are coming up.
Amazing. Well, Ed, thank you so much for giving us the first look at MK1. As you said, this weekend people will be playing it, press and media, so we'll be seeing lots more coverage, lots more characters to reveal on the main roster and cameos. Ed Boon, thank you so much. First look at Mortal Kombat. Awesome. Thanks so much. Amazing. So excited about that one. All right. Next up, it's been a fun couple weeks for action RPG fans with the release of Diablo 4, which is truly fantastic. Another big and anticipated ARPG is Path of Exile 2 from Grinding Gear Games, who have faithfully been updating and patching the original PoE since its release in 2013. We haven't seen anything on the sequel in over 2 years, but that changes right now. Here is your first look at a raw gameplay capture from Path of Exile 2, a sequel that pushes the engine and gameplay to a new level.
Where are the guards? Hey you! What's going on?
Looks amazing, and there's more coming in July. Last week marked the release of Street Fighter VI, a game we featured last year at Summer Game Fest. Well, the team at Capcom has an important update to share with you right now.
I am the Advanced Artificial Intelligence, Leviathan. Welcome to Bikitoa Island.
I'm guessing Ryu from Street Fighter facing off against a dinosaur probably wasn't on your bingo card for today's show. That Street Fighter Cross Exoprimal collab will launch in the fall with the game coming out on July 14th. But guess what, guys? That may actually not be the craziest collaboration on the show today. Check this out.
There's nothing more powerful than imagination. It can shape the fabric of reality, transforming everything you may think you know.
That's right. Nicolas Cage is coming to Dead by Daylight in July. I mean, I don't know how these things happen, but I figured the easiest way to find out is probably to go right to the source. This man's bold creative choices have earned him an Academy Award and a few memes on across more than 4 decades of incredible films. Please join me in welcoming to Summer Game Fest, Nicolas Cage!
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Happy to meet you.
Nick, I gotta say, welcome to the video game world.
Oh, wow. Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy to be invited to your very, very cool club, everybody.
Finally, I mean, I gotta say, this is such a crazy, unexpected collaboration. I gotta understand, how did this come about? I mean, some people be like, oh, maybe he'll show up in Fortnite. Maybe he'll be in a Hideo Kojima game. But Dead by Daylight, I mean, how does this happen?
Well, it's a museum of horror, right?
Yes.
And when I make movies, one of my favorite genres is horror. And in this, and in that genre, there's a character, a murderous ghost named Sadako, who I think is amazing. And she made an appearance in this game, so that was good enough for me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what's fun is you're playing one of the survivors in this game, and it's cool that, it really is this museum of horror. Michael Myers, you said all these different characters all coming together. And you play your...
Ever since Taylor started looking for a new cashback credit card, she's been freezing up.
I got this.
And it's rather amusing. And there's something about it that I think, as a survivor, is like a bonding experience. It's a bit like hide and go seek. You have your 3 other teammates who are survivors with you, and it's teamwork. You're working together to pull through, and I like that. And so that was a large reason for wanting to do it as well, that feeling of bonding with your friends.
And you're fully in for this. I know we heard your voice in there, so you recorded lines for it and everything?
See, I want you to know when you're playing the Nick Cage survivor, I even have, when you're choosing your skins, I even say, always remember to dress to match your talent. I want you to know that you're with me, that we're one, that we're fused. And so it was important to me that everything I do, everything I say, from the scream to the grunt, down to the most minimal, exasperated expression of a sigh, whatever it is, it's my voice, so that we are fused.
All right. Fully method, Nick Cage. I love it. I mean, this is so fun. This game, as you said, is such an awesome kind of, collaboration with so many different characters. For you, I mean, how did you find out about Dead by Daylight? Do you know much about the video game
Somebody
world?
very important in my family is a Dead by Daylight enthusiast, and that really put the hook in, pun intended. See, Dead by Daylight to me was an opportunity to branch out. I've never been invited into this space before.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for new adventures. So this to me was like, wow, I can make a whole new audience, meet a whole new audience, and branch out and go on this Dead by Daylight adventure. I didn't say, it took me nothing but a split second to say yes. And speaking about split seconds, what I noticed, excuse me, sinuses, allergies. What I noticed was that every move you make when you're doing this, when you're in the gaming space, it's timed down to the split second. It's a very immersive experience when you're acting out in this space, because every move, every grunt, every sigh you make has to be timed perfectly with the gamer's moves. So that was something that I learned from this, and I'm always looking to learn something.
Well, we love having you in the video game world. We want to see Nick Cage in more games.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Nick, thank you so much. Hopefully the first of many. Nicolas Cage, great to see you, man. Awesome. There you go. Lock it in. Now, for all of you who want to play Nick Cage in Dead by Daylight, the chapter officially comes out on July 25th on PC and console, but PC players can try it earlier by downloading the player test build on July 5th. And here's an exclusive first look at Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight.
Damn right I made it.
Anything goes here at Summer Game Fest. All right, thank you very much, Nick. Now, lately we've been seeing an incredible number of video game adaptations, but back in 2019, The Witcher on Netflix, inspired by the Witcher book series, showed the potential of well-done adaptations, and later this month, Season 3, Volume 1 arrives, and now it's time for the world premiere of the trailer, introduced by Henry Cavill and the cast.
Hello, Witcher fans. We are all gathered here today to share something with you.
Be sure to tune into The Witcher Season 3. Volume 1 Volume 1 debuts on June 29th, only on Netflix.
Get ready to watch the world premiere of our brand new trailer for Season 3 of The Witcher.
Thanks for tuning in to the Summer Games Fest and enjoy the trailer.
Neutrality. It won't get you a statue. But he'll certainly help in keeping you alive. I won't abandon Siri.
Neutrality has consequences too.
You're right.
I'm right. Well, that's deeply worrying.
Everything that's happening. It's all connected. And she's at the center of it.
If war is coming, there is no hiding her from it.
You sure about this?
Are you? History has a way of repeating itself. The dangers we've seen foretell an even more menacing future. For the first time, I understand real fear.
We're witches.
Is that so?
I'll never get over how cute they look for monsters. And they're like, no, please, don't hurt me. And then, wow! Fangs. Just like a boatload of fangs. All up in your business.
Operation Control clears you for engagement.
We have no choice. The root will destroy everything. For all time.
No turning back after this. You sure?
All right, we have much more Summer Game Fest to come, including a first look at the gameplay of Alan Wake 2, the world premiere of the new season of Fortnite, Call of Duty Season 4, and maybe a few more surprises for you. As we go through today's reveals, use the hashtag gaming on TikTok to react to the news. And we want to welcome everyone co-streaming the show live on TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms. For those of you on Twitch, we also have a special Warframe Twitch drop, a free Steinax Warframe for watching more than 30 minutes of the show. Now, speaking of surprises, another legendary gaming hero is set to return later this year in a brand new game built from the ground up in a style that I think is going to get this fan base and longtime fans of video games very excited. Here's another Summer Game Fest global game announcement. New thrills with a classic feel. How about that? A new standard for 2D classic Sonic that's bound to appeal to new and legacy fans alike. This past April, Honkai Star Rail launched, and as you're about to see, the game is bringing an exciting new character to space fantasy RPGs. However, we don't just have a new peak for current players, but also for those awaiting the game's release on PlayStation. Take a look.
I wish this universe had a few more things to do. Don't you get bored running across the map every day?
Team Trailblaze, back from duty. Mission 1 accomplished. Where's our next stop? I can't wait.
Another busy day ahead of us. To the clouds! From the boat!
The tournament's starting. Great! Let me get warmed up. Strike first! Need a hand? My pleasure! Let's see some sparks fly!
Huh. Never mind. I miscalculated. Can you let me have some fun this time? Time for a buzz. Excess speed, too slow.
Later this year on PlayStation. All right, inspired by the story of Pinocchio, Lies of P is the Soulsborne-like game from the team at NeoWiz, which is coming to Game Pass, PlayStation, and PC this year. Well, if you're wondering exactly when, we have news to share with you on its release with this brand new trailer.
Geppetto's puppet. We need your help.
Je t'ai rencontré simplement et tu n'as rien fait pour chercher à me plaire. Je t'aime pourtant, ton amour ardent, ton rien je le sens, tu seras toujours mon amour. Je te fuis parfois, mais je reviens quand même. C'est plus faux que moi.
Listen, pal. Nice landing, but let's not make it a habit.
That's right, a demo for Lies of P is now available across PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Check it out and prepare for the release on September 19th. Now it's time for the reveal of a visually stunning new game based on a classic manga with a story and world created by one of the most celebrated anime artists of all time. This is one of those games that I feel lucky we get to reveal for the first time here at Summer Game Fest. And I think you'll be pretty hyped once you see the gameplay, all built in Unreal Engine 5. Here we go.
Listen, pal. Nice landing, but let's not make it a habit.
Ever since Taylor started looking for a new cashback credit card, she's been freezing up.
I got this.
It's my way.
ださい王子、こんな人間の機械。
いいぞ、やってみるか。
いいのか？
Sandland, get ready to become an unlikely hero in an adventure where you don't need to be human to save humanity. That's coming from Bandai Namco, and we're excited to see more of it soon. Independent games are such an important part of the industry, and one thing that's very important to us at Summer Game Fest is supporting those creators as well. After the live show, stay tuned for Day of the Devs from I'm 8-Bit and Double Fine with some incredible indie game reveals. Now, one of the biggest independent publishers is Annapurna Interactive. And later this month, as part of Summer Game Fest, they'll be revealing a number of ambitious new projects. Let's see how many you can figure out in this little tease. Wonder what that was at the end. We'll find out later this month. All right, next, we're stepping into the world of Throne and Liberty, a free-to-play PC and console MMORPG from NCSoft and Amazon Games with an always-changing environment, massive scale, PvPvE, and the ability to transform into creatures to battle across land, sea, and air. Here's a look at Throne and Liberty.
Our guiding star has shattered. Its shards scattered across the world. An ancient evil searches for these lost fragments, destroying anything in their path. You must find them. Harness their power. And put down this threat once and for all.
Is the free-to-play medieval fantasy sword-fighting game Warhaven from Nexon, which lets you transform into supernatural immortals. Here's a new look.
Hear the battle call, cities rise and empires fall, but it's a war worth fighting. We're taking up our arms, hold the line up, here we charge, and we keep on fighting. It's a war worth a fight.
Hey, this is not.
Why can't
Pilgrims, summer is coming, and with it, a lot of cool stuff will make its way to Dying Light Tuesday Human. Get ready for darker, more dangerous nights and roaming volatiles, complete